गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः.
Guruji, please speak on yoga and its origin.
Creation is one becoming many. And evolution is many becoming one. So, since the time of creation, there has always been union. Synthesis is there because there is diversity in creation. And synthesis and harmony between various aspects of creation is yoga. So, yoga is not just limited to exercises or asana, it is just coming together of various components of creation. That is why yoga is very often used in astronomy or astrology, also in Ayurveda. When different things are mixed to form a particular formula, call it this is a particular yoga. And different planetary combination, permutation, their constellations, they are also called yoga. And similarly within us, when body, mind and breath, they unite in certain rhythm, in harmony, we call it yoga. And ours, when we align ourselves with the nature, that is also called yoga. Alignment with the nature, union with the nature, union with the divine spirit that is within us is yoga. Union with the cosmic energy is yoga. So, the ancient sages, seers, they call it in many ways. Laya yoga, when you totally get absorbed in music or in meditation, it's called Laya yoga. The absorption is Laya yoga, and skill in action is called Karma yoga. Knowledge is called Jnana yoga. The knowledge becomes wisdom by our own experience, it's called Jnana yoga. Devotion is called Bhakti yoga, like that. And every child performs yoga. If you watch a child from the day it's born to 3 years of age, you'll see that child performs all the exercises. So, a keen observation of life and its evolution has brought up the science of yoga. And one of the greatest rishis who wrote treatise on it, which is commonly learnt and read, is Patanjali Yoga Sutras. Rishi Patanjali, he wrote sutras, aphorisms on yoga. But other than that, there are number of other schools of thought, right from Bhagavad Gita to Kashmiri Shaivism. There is a lot of different techniques on yoga has been taught and demonstrated, Hatha yoga, Swara yoga, Jnana yoga, Bhakti yoga, all that. But every child is a yogi, and yoga makes you a child again. It brings up the child in you, makes you simple, innocent, natural.
Jai Gurudev, what is the connection between love and yoga?
Love is the goal and yoga is the path. Love tends to unite on the emotional plane. Yoga tends to unite in the existential plane, in all levels. Buddhi yoga is when the intellect merges, there is unison in the intellect. Karma yoga when there is harmony in action, unison in action. Bhakti Yoga, wherein the unity of hearts, unity of hearts. Unity with the divinity is Bhakti Yoga.
Jai Gurudev, Guruji, what are intuitions and where do they come from?
The thought that comes from depth, which has no explanation, no logical sequence or logical understanding, we call intuition, gut feeling. It comes from some unknown corner of our consciousness, right? From the silent corner of our consciousness. It's not something which you have read, learned, manipulated or thought about. That's why we call that intuition. That the tuition, that lesson you learn from inside, perhaps. Intuition.
Guruji, how is the ancient knowledge of yoga is relevant in the modern world?
Life is like a tree, and it needs both the ancient and the modern. The roots of any tree is ancient and the leaves are modern, are new. So science and spirituality are both essential in life. Just because something is old, you can't discard it. Ayurveda may be very ancient, very old, but it has very valuable knowledge to humanity. Similarly, yoga has such immense wisdom of value which is relevant for present day. If only people can learn a little bit of yoga and understanding, there won't be any terrorism in the world at all. There won't be depression, there won't be tension, there won't be all these ills that we find in the modern society. Because yoga brings that clarity of mind and love in the heart and skill in action. What more one wants? You need alertness when you want to do your job. You need a stress-free mind, a mind which has more capacity than the workload that you have to face. And yoga can provide, meditation can provide these things to us.
Gurudev, how to maintain respect in our practices?
One thing, respect cannot be forced on anyone's mind. Respect is that spontaneous that comes from within. When you attach a certain amount of sacredness to any discipline that you study, automatically its life increases. If you just do yoga as an exercise, you may not get much out of it. Okay, you may get a little more physical fitness than what you are, but if you attach certain reverence, certain sacredness, then your whole consciousness blossoms. The level of alertness in you increases. See, you just take a book, pick up a book as though it's another book. Only a part of your consciousness is alert. But when you take that book as a sacred book with reverence, your 100% attention is there. And you take that book with so much reverence, with full attention. Reverence simply means total 100% attention. And anything you do with 100% attention will give you much more result than something you do so casually. And all that we need to learn in life is to have that reverence, have that sacredness. Life is sacred. This world is sacred. Everything in this world is sacred because it all belongs to God. The whole universe belongs to God. So, developing that sense of respect for, first begin with yourself, have a sense of respect to yourself and to everything else in the universe. And that's what is the spiritual path. That's the spiritual significance of yoga. Life is sacred. We all know, we say that. Do we really feel it? If we start feeling it, Bhakti Yoga has begun there. Similarly, reverence for ecology, reverence for rivers, mountains. The sacredness you attach to more and more things in the world and in life makes your life beautiful, very sacred. Now we usually address someone who preaches religious wisdom or knowledge as reverend, you know. Actually, in India, this reverence is given to everybody. Like that's why I put Shri in front of every Shriman or Shrimati. Only the grade goes up. You know, if someone is a holy person, they go 2 Shris or 3 Shris or 100 Shris. So it's a way of showing the reverence. But every single human being and even creatures need to be shown reverence. And that is the spiritual path, and that's the essence of spirituality.
Guruji, how to come out from modulations of mind?
Modulations of mind through practice and through dispassion. Observe the mind, see what happens, how the thoughts come and go, they interface and they go, and in between the thoughts, a few seconds, the mind becomes quite calm, still. And through practice, you are able to be in touch with the source of thought. And this also happens when you are totally contented, you are happy. Definitely in your life, you must have had experienced some few moments here and there at least of contentment, of peace. Just remember those moments, how you felt like that. And all the practices, yoga and pranayama, meditation, are all aiming to develop that state within you on a daily basis. And at will, you are able to be serene.
गुरुजी, अगर कोई मानव अपनी सहज प्रवृत्ति में रहता है तो वो साधना करता है,